Josh here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another tutorial. Today I'll be showing you how to build these very detailed turnstiles right here in Theme Park Tycoon 2. Now if you're looking for a bit of a simpler turnstile, I have another tutorial which was released last week where I show you how to build some more basic and easy to build tutorials. But today I'll be showing you how to build these more advanced turnstiles right here, as well as a conveyor belt if you have any bag checks in your park, which is a nice little extra, especially if you're building a big franchise park like Disneyland or just a big park in general. Anyway, let's start off with our first one, which is a very interesting type of turnstile. It's a full height length turnstile right here. So the first thing we're going to do right here is we're just going to go into our scenery and we're going to scroll all the way along until we can find our small poles like so. So we're first of all just going to get, the spinning part out of the way because that's one of the easiest parts. So we're just going to place one in like that and one in like that. We're going to paint these metal like so, just because, that's the color I'm going to use, although feel free to use whatever colors you want right here. And then we're going to go back in with our precision build mode, use our glass like so, and we're going to place in 2 glass panels just rotated around like so. We're going to place one in like that and one in like that. You can also place them in differently, like one like that and one like that. It doesn't really matter. And then for our outer cage right here, what we're going to do to start out with is actually build our vertical main poles right here, I guess. So we're just going to grab in these squares poles like so, and we can just move it across on a quarter step in 1, 2, 3 like so. We're going to build these 2 high like that and 2 high like so. And then we want to grab this smaller pole like so, rotate that around by 45 degrees, and we just want to move that on no snapping until we just get to about this point right here. And we of course want to place another one in like so on the other side. And now to actually make this a circle, it's actually way easier than you think. So what we want to do right here is just hold shift and click on our eyedropper right here, and then we just want to hold shift and middle mouse button on our middle pole right here. Then if we set our rotational to 15 degrees, we can just bring this around on a 15-degree snapping all the way around like so, and we just want to bring it around on the other side too, so we get a full 360, not missing any areas of course. I feel like this is a good time to paint everything, so I'm going to be using this grey metal right here, the same one that I use for the pole in the middle, although again feel free to use whatever color you want. And then to actually put the rest of our cage in right here with these thinner poles, what we want to do is just add in a pole right like so by just going on to a quarter snapping here, and we just want to bring this across by 3 just as we did with these poles. Place one in right here and place one in right here so that we get this sort of thing. And then what we're actually going to do right here is hold shift and click on our eyedropper, and we're just going to scroll along until we find that thin pole right like this here. But actually I think it's this one right here, sorry. And we just want to move this down on a quarter snapping 2 like so, and another 2 like so, and another 2 like so. And we want to do the exact same for the other side right here. And then what we can do is actually rotate this around this central point. So again, we just want to hold shift and middle mouse click on this middle pole right here, just click on there. And then what we can do is just go onto its set onto 18 degrees snapping, almost said 17, and we just want to place in 1, 2 like so, 1 like that. We're actually going to leave a gap because you might hit the item limit right here. If you don't, then feel free to add an extra one in, but at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. Look at that gap, no one's going to squeeze through there, so it's not unrealistic really. We're just going to do that on all of these right here, on this side and the other side too. And then of course, you guessed it, we're going to paint these all the same metal like so. And then the final thing to do right here is actually add in a fence. Now you can do whatever fence you'd like right here, but I'm going to show you the actual fence design that I've been using right here with a palette, seeing as it's a very easy and quite nice looking fence design. If you want to see me do a full video on how to build fences, then leave a like and I may do one. Anyway, let's get our palette right here, and what we want to do is just come into here with precision build mode, rotate this round by 45 degrees, and then what we want to do is just place this on no snapping just about halfway through this pole like so. Now you're not going to get this exact, but just place it around about, and then we just want to bring this here until our edge like so. Bring this up on no snapping until we come off the ground right here. Of course, if you're using paths, it'll be slightly higher, but and then we just want to rotate this round by 180 degrees, move it back on no snapping until we get it in like so, and we just want to do the exact same thing for the other side right here, and you've got a fence. But now it's time for our final and most difficult one right here. This features some nice glass opening gates which should swing open sort of thing, or rotate round, spin round, whatever you want to call it, and it also has a conveyor belt for a bag check right here. Anyway, let's get started right here. So the first thing that we want to do is just go into our scenery, into primitives, and we want to scroll all the way along right here until we find our bars, as usual. There's no surprises here, and we just want to place that in it like so, rotate around by 45 degrees, and seeing as we don't have a path right here, we just want to move it down on no snapping until it about touches the ground. We want to go onto 0.125 snapping like so, and we want to place one in right like that and one in like that. We then want to grab our smaller bar right here and just bring this up by 1, 2, 3 like so, so it's about the shoulders of your character right here. And then we can actually place in our sideways things right here, which we're going to do by just bringing this over like so, bringing this on 11.25, and we just want to bring this 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring this on a slightly bigger bar right here so that it actually touches the ground, and you can just place in 1, 2 like so, and do this on the other side the exact same. And to fill in these little gaps right here, we just want to scroll along until we find this cylinder right here, and we can just place in 2 like so, and do the exact same thing on the other side to kind of, you know, round it off, I guess, right here, just as we did on the other tutorial over here. Let's give this a little paint job right here. So what we want to do is just grab our metal right here in this color, just as we've done with the rest of our turnstiles, and we can just paint this all gray like so. Let's add in our actual filling right here. So what we want to do is just grab this right here, sorry, actually this pole right here, and we just want to move this along like so on a quarter snapping, and we just want to place this in right here. Now we can actually place 2 of these in by just bringing this down just a little bit. We want to bring 2 of these down like so, and then we want to rotate this round by 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 actually, not 5. No, I almost said 5 there. And we just want to bring this along on no snapping and just fill in this gap right here. And we just want to do the exact same thing. Make sure you're on 11.25 degrees snapping for this, by the way, and you can just place that in like so. This one's actually a little bit more difficult on the actual space in between each thing right here, so make sure you're watching right here. So what we want to do is just go into precision build mode and go onto 1.35 degree snapping right here. Now for our spacing right here, it's actually a little bit difficult right here. What we want to do is just go into here, and on custom snapping, we want to go with 1.35, and then on the closest one right here, bring this along like so, and then we can just bring everything along on this snapping like that. But of course, what we want to actually do is just bring this on a quarter snapping and bring this out like so. We don't want to bring it in because we want to have enough gap right here because of how glass works, and as this tutorial is being made, we still don't have better glass, and we need to actually hide the glass in these boxes right here so that we don't get any ugly overlapping glass and stuff like that, which is why this has to be a bit more spaced out and a bit of a weirder spacing out than the other ones. But anyway, I'm going to bring everything along, and I'll be back with you in just a second. And now we've got that in right here, we can of course bring in our glass. So we just want to go into fences, walls and poles, and we want to find our glass panels right here. There we go. And we just want to place this in with precision build mode. We want to actually try and line this up right here. You can see that it won't actually line up. It will actually go a little bit further this way, which is what we want, because what we want to now do is just rotate this round, bring this down a little bit. If we actually just go on quarter snapping, it goes a bit too much. So I'm just going to go on to no snapping, just bring this down to about where we want right here. It's completely up to you where you go. And we just want to bring this across on a quarter snapping until it starts to poke out. You can see that's a bit too much there, so we want to place that in like so, and then we want to go onto 1.35 degree snapping like that, bring this along, and then if we just move this over by a quarter, this should line up and we should get our little gap in like so. And that's almost everything for this right here. Of course, we want to have our ticket scanner, which we can just do very simply right here by going into our primitives, scrolling all the way along until we find this little thing right here, rotate this round by 45 degrees, and just as we've done many times right here, I honestly can't count the amount of times, we just want to bring this down on no snapping and bring it until each side is about, you know, equal right here. So I'd say about there. You can place it on either the left or the right here. Honestly, it does not matter. So our very final thing right here is actually adding in our conveyor belt, which is very simple. All you want to do is just come into our primitives and grab this like so. We want to just place that in right there and go down by a quarter, bring this across by a quarter, and then we want to place in another one, you know, half across like that, and then we can just place in another bit like that and another bit like that. In fact, you can actually just use this piece right here. I don't know why I didn't, but it's up to you basically. It just makes it a little bit easier in a second for me to show you. Let's give that all a nice paint right here, and then we're actually going to add in our conveyor belt, which we can do right here by just using no snapping, raising that up just a little bit like so. Then we can bring this across by a quarter so it's in the middle, and then we just want to use no snapping again right here and just kind of place this in the middle roundabout like that. And we're going to paint this with this black right here and on fabric like so it kind of gives you the impression of a conveyor belt. Obviously it's kind of hard to do in this game because, well, there's no real conveyor belt texture, I guess, but this is close enough, even if fabric isn't what's on real conveyor belts. And our very final thing to do right here is actually just add in our bit of detail, which we can do by just using a quarter snapping, bring this along, bring it out by just a little bit like so. In fact, we can just use one of these right here, and we just want to bring it down until each side looks about equal, place that in, and then we can paint this with a nice gray and middle plate, which gives us our final turnstile right here. One last quick thing right here is that if you have a bag check right here, you probably want to have some sort of metal detector or something like that, because obviously a bag check is very helpful if, you know, you can still carry stuff through without a metal detector. So do keep that in mind, that you probably want to also add metal detectors in right here, which I might do another tutorial on, as in like a little short video where I just show you how to do a metal detector. So I'll link that on the screen in the top right with an I for an ember, and if I actually do that tutorial. But anyway, guys, that's it for today's video. I hope it's helped you. Thank you all so much to my Discord server boosters and channel members up on the screen right now. Thank you Thank you all so much for supporting me. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to become a channel member, you can for only 99p or $1.30 a month by clicking that little join button down below. You get early access to my videos, early access to showcasing your park streams, shoutouts, you know, sneak peeks, and so much more. So if you are interested, go check that down below. And of course, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Comment down below if you've got any questions. I'll be very happy to help, and hit that notification bell if you want to be alerted when I upload next. But except from that, guys, I hope you have an absolutely lovely day and you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in another one. Goodbye.